The Reverend Robert Jeffress, a conservative evangelical pastor, recounted recently in an editorial a January 2016 conversation he had with then candidate Donald Trump. We had just finished our elegant lunch of Wendy's cheeseburgers when I said to him, "Mr. Trump, I believe you are going to be the next president of the United States. And if that happens, it will be because God has a great plan for you and for our nation." "Robert, do you really believe that?" he asked. "Yes, sir, I do," I replied. Donald Trump then asked, "Okay, if that's true, then let me ask you a question. Do you believe it was God's will for Obama to be president?" "Yes, sir, I do." It is God who changes the time and the epochs. He removes kings and establishes kings. God has established authorities, and by obeying the government, we obey God. Mr. Jeffress then goes on to say that Biden did indeed win the election and that Christians should start praying for Biden. Kind of crazy that Mr. Jeffress has become a voice of reason in our time. God doesn't put people in power in our country. The people put people in power. So earth to Trump and most of the Republican Party, including our own Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, Joe won. The people have spoken. He won the popular vote by 5 million votes. Trump's power of positive thinking or just pretending something didn't happen did not work for the pandemic, and it is not going to work for our election either. Now, the God Jeffress believes in is not the mystery that I want to explain today. God cannot control elections, and the government was not set up by God for us to obey. Besides, God never would have put Trump in power because, as the UU minister Forrest Church says in his book, God and Other Famous Liberals, God is not illiberal. To attempt to explain an unknown mystery is rather, I don't know, pretentious, preposterous, and even arrogant, but I'm going to try for the next few minutes anyway. Now, I start with simply one theological proposition. There is no supernatural realm. There only is what is. Therefore, God has to be natural. People experience the holy, feel awe, have a sense of reverence and worship. The world is too full of these firsthand accounts to not pay attention to them. However, God doesn't exist or live independently like we think we do. God is more like a virus and needs a host. God quite literally lives in our deepest and most glorious emotions. In human history, God as an all-knowing and powerful being is actually a rather new concept. Though the religious and spiritual impulse seems to be completely natural and was there from the beginning, first probably came ancestor worship, then spirits in nature, then gods, then henotheism, then eventually a king-like monotheism. Now, it is widely recognized by most researchers of God that God has evolved and God has become more democratic. Now, just a word about henotheism. The Israelites were not strict monotheists from the beginning. The God of Israel was a local God, and initially Yahweh was spoken about in a henotheistic way. That is, my God is bigger than yours. Our God can beat up your God. But while exiled in Babylon in about 540 BCE, the prophet Isaiah, known by scholars as Second Isaiah, started to write differently. I am the first and the last. Besides me, there is no God. I am Yahweh. There is no other. I form light and create darkness. Now, at about the same time, a Greek poet and philosopher by the name of Xenophanes rejected Homer's myth and speaks of the oneness of God. However, his version of monotheism never really takes off because he's using novel and rather abstract language. Second Isaiah used metaphor and the established lexicon of Jewish God talk. And it is not too much later, halfway around the world, that in India, the Bhagavad Gita is written down and captures the underlying divine force behind all gods. Now, whether it was Isaiah, a Greek philosopher and poet, or the writer of the Gita, some inspired soul spoke for God. And that's the definition of a prophet. A prophet is someone who speaks for God. A prophet doesn't predict the future, but speaks for God. There you have it. The mystery of God explained. But see, the underlying divine mystery lives not in the philosophers as a concept, but lives in the people. God lives in the metaphor, the poetry, the music, and is ultimately experienced in the heart. So in the first person tradition of the Hebrew scriptures and the Gita, behold and hear this prophecy. I am in the royal purple clouds of sunrise. I am in the last orange light at sunset that falls on the tall spire. I am the wave of energy in the water that erodes rock into pliable sand. I am not a being. I am genderless. He, she, and they don't quite capture who I am. I am an experience. Much has been projected onto me. I am a unifying force. I give preference to the poor. I am not all-powerful, but I have the ability to lure you into creative love. In fact, I am love, but I am also death. I am flexible, like a tree bends in the wind. I am to be reinterpreted by each age. I am the story. I am the metaphor. I am the song. I am the poem. I am not the tribe. I am the neighbor. So talk to her through the screen, keeping a good, healthy distance over the graying asphalt. Make sure she is alive and well. I am the great influencer. I don't control. I am an influx of desire. I want and urge justice. When in late September you are on a mountain looking onto an endless fiery splashes of red, you are looking into me. I am here in the social part of your brain, reaching out beyond. I am the friendship. I am the quiet. I am the life you are living if you only took the time to live. I do not project an order. I am not the president. I'm not even a senator. I am the dark, nameless void. I am the quiet lake with frog eyes barely out of the water. I am the calming ground of life. I am natural and unwavering. I am in everything, but not plastic. I am in you and part of you. I attract, I call, I invite. I am the spirit of life. I am the poet of the world with tender patience, leading you to authenticity. I am generous and forgiving. I am more than liberal. I'm radical. I'm not stingy either. My heart never stops bleeding for the world. God is not my name. It is the name the past has given me. Many worship only parts of me. Worship me as an unknowable whole. For as much as I live in the words, I am also living in a trailer without heat in the woods. I am breath. I extend out and give you the feeling that you are a chosen people, but please have caution, for I give this feeling to all being. You are different from other life forms, yes, but you do not have a special place in the order of things. I am in the balanced and sublime thought. I am an unsuccessful symbol for many people. No concept can quite contain me. No sermon can capture me. I evolve and change like the wind. I want human rights and social democracy and a healthy environment. I did not put Obama in power, and I surely didn't put Trump in power. You did that. I don't want freedom of restraint. I want kindness. I want care. I want compassion. I am like a big sunflower, the mammoth ones the children pretend they are taking showers under. I have many, many seeds. Sow those clean rays of light. I like those who are close to the ground, who garden, who harvest fruit. I am in the secret laws of nature and in the absurd workings of dark matter. I don't want free trade anymore. Then I want tariffs. I want agreements, sacred covenants. I want people to sing together. I am in the lakes. I am the old, long sturgeon spawning. You cannot comprehend the harmony of the universe. But from time to time, look up at Mars and lock onto its orange glow. Find the moon and see its craters. Feel small amidst this liturgy as the galaxies dance. I like slow walks. I despise traffic. I like New York and California. I like the Rockies and the Appalachians and the great muddy rivers and prairie in between them. I am with you when you celebrate birth, and I am with you when you remember those who loved you. I am in the old brick smokestacks. I'm in the wooden spoons, the bowling pins, the paper straws. I'm not in the plastic spoons wrapped in clear cellophane. Remember, I don't like plastic. I'm in the rusted veins of the falling leaves. I'm in the crunch as you ride over them on your bike. You all love at some level and are in need of my pull, just as we all have breathed in smoke and coughed, seen large snakes, gotten bitten by ticks, and felt pressure in our shoulders. I don't like monotheism any more than I like monoculture, but I like last summer's corn stalks slanted upward to a line of trees and the snow blue like a glacier in the sun. Come on, maybe give eternity another shot. I am really real. I am the meaning in all this uncertainty. I am the open heart. I am the open mind. I am the open sky. I sit with Buddhists and kneel with Catholics. I am the poem. I am the metaphor. I am the song. I am the power in all true art and science. I am the mystical. Blessed be, and amen.